Please go ahead. Go ahead, please.
Okay, good evening. Yeah, my name is Ogunlade Oluwaseyi. I've read the brochure and I have few questions for a feedback. My first questions has to do with the gestation period. Okay, let's assume the project, where the gestation period for the project is 2 or 3 years. I want to know the start date of the investment. Is it going to be the first day we made the initial installment of 1.5 million, or when the payment is completed for the land? That is the first question. Then the second question has to do with the feedback mechanism. In Nigeria today, all companies are regulated and are expected to give a quarterly feedback to their investors. So I want to know the feedback mechanism for this project. Is it going to be quarterly, maybe twice in a year? Then what will be the mode of the feedback? Is it through email to the investors or through other means? That's number 2. The third question has to do with the payment. Now, I'm not too clear. Yes, let's assume I'm going for 3-month repayment and I will pay 1.5 million as the initial installment. The remaining payment, 7.5, is it going to start that month, or another 3 months is going to be counted in addition to the first payment I've made? That's my third question. And my last question has to do with the intercropping. Yeah, I didn't really get the intercropping. If an investor wants to do intercropping, how do you get the payment done? And how often are you going to get the profit declared for that person? Is it going to be 6 months? Is it going to be 3 months? Is it going to be... I'm not too clear on those areas. So I would like you to give us feedback or put more light on those questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Such a brilliant question. Once again, I am very sorry that I came in late into the meeting. Let me repeat that. I had to take a call from one of the state government people, and I apologize for that. My team was supposed to start the meeting before I come in. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, please. So the question number 1 on gestation period. So as a date on the Palmrich Estate, for example, the Ado Water project, we are still planting up till this time because the rains are still sustained. And this year alone, we have planted well over 200,000 trees. And that's covering almost 500 to 700 acres. And why do we have to plant en masse? The project is palm trees being on your land, and then we don't know when you are subscribing. So if you're subscribing like January now, we can no longer plant in January. We can't plant in February because the planting must be when we have intense rain. So when we are allocating you, there should be trees already on your land at allocation. That's why we invest ahead. And so you ask us, how do we get all these investments to get it done? We have partners. For example, when you watch the launching video, you see AG Mortgage Bank PLC is actually our financial partner and bankrolling a lot of these projects. And we also have some international funding also for this. The essence of the Agro Smart City is to create a community where people like you and I who have passion for agri can have security, communal support in terms of all that we are doing right now, and also transparency in the management of what we are doing with the second question I'm going to answer. So the gestation starts from when you make your payments, when we are planted and when you get allocated. The 3 years tenure is supposed to be, so we have given 18 to 36 month tenure for the fruiting. So once you are allocated and you have completed your payments and your trees are fruiting, it should be within the 18 to 36 month tenure that we have given you, that your trees should fruit. I'm not exceeding that timeline, but it can fruit before that. I'll give you an example with the Ekpe plantation. We started Ekpe in July 2022, and as a date, Ekpe is already fruiting, and that's less than 3 years. Ekpe is already fruiting. By next year, we'll start harvesting Ekpe. For those who came in maybe in January 2023, they are still going to enjoy their trees fruiting. But for us, the contract must be specific, and that's why we have given you the tenure of 18 to 36 months. However, we can go ahead and plant and then allocate you on an already planted land. Number 2 questions on regulation of feedback. We have a very strong customer service system in Assetrise. We are going to give you periodic reports on the farm, both in visuals and also in mails and on the platform. So we have a WhatsApp platform for all our landlords, and then once you make purchase, you're added to that WhatsApp platform. You get regular updates. Also, we send emails to give updates, and we also do video recording to display to you the state of the farm per time, so that you can also be carried along what is going on the farm. Then on regulations, we know that the scale of the project will require that we have a better system for feedback and even for returns. And that's why we have an app that is designed to manage the returns and all the projections and returns on the project. And also to the app, we've also registered the Palmrich project as a PLC, as an SPV PLC, that by next year we're going to be migrating every landlord to own a unit of, to be on the SPV, so that when the project's dividends are being declared, your unit is almost going to be converted into your shares into the project. Now, let me explain this. The unit of palm trees and oil from your land is different from your ownership of the land. The land belongs to you 100%, but from the fruiting, whatever we are harvesting that we are declaring returns on, there is already a system to make this a public limited company, so that publicly quoted company, so that we can grow the projects to accommodate more persons, and also there will be transparency beyond Assetrise, because then you have government bodies who can regulate, like SEC and every other. So that's a bit of what we have done in regulation and the feedback mechanism. Then lastly, your question on payment plan. The payment plan, according to what you want, 3 months, 6 months, and they come with interest depending on when you are paying. However, once you commit to the initial deposit, your land is already paid for. Like we said, the trees are planted already on that land, and so your completion of payments will be the calendar of your earning. So if you start paying now in March and you complete your payment in November will be the calendar for the 36 months that they will be fruiting. Not necessarily because the trees are not yet planted and they will not be fruiting, but there must be a structure to guide us and also to manage your expectations, and so we don't promise and then disappoint. So the framework of you getting total payment and getting physical allocation before that marks your calendar of earning is just to help us manage maybe disappointment from those who may not even complete their payments, and the rest want their returns and the rest. So the date you complete your payment is the day you become a landlord and you own the land and you have the documents, and that will be the calendar for us in Assetrise. I hope that gave a lot of some clarity to your question.
Yes, it does. But the last question on intercropping, I still ask question on.
Okay, sorry. Yes, on intercropping, the intercropping is a different project from the oil palm, and I will explain. What we owe you in Assetrise is, one, your land. Your land is your asset. You own the land 100%, and then we plant the trees on the land because of the estate, Palmrich Estate. So the trees are planted on the land. Whatever you are paying now covers with planting the trees. But for intercropping, if you want us to plant yams for you, or cassava for you, or any other thing, we can do that on the land you own and give you the cost. And for us, we have a project called the Koyams. Especially, we started this with the Ekpe project, and that's where we harvested a million plus tubers last year. Those yams were intercropped in between the palm trees. So we'll give you the quotation on what we plant according to the size of land you own. That is always, released towards the beginning of the project, the Koyams project, or wherever we have this palm plantation, and then you pay for the intercropping. Now you are at liberty to pick up your yams when at harvest, or you are selling back to us, and then we will buy and pay back your investment amount plus a 35% profit, depending on the size of intercropping that we do, that we're doing with you. But if you want to have your yams or have your plants to yourself, you're free. The land belongs to you. We give you the cost. We do it for you. Then you can have it on harvest. So that's how we manage the intercropping. So the intercropping is totally different from the palm tree and the land. I hope that's clear, sir.
Yes, I'm okay. So let's listen to other people.
Thank you.
Not take much of that.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, Amuson Oriyomi. Let's take Amuson Oriyomi. Thank you. Please unmute and go ahead with your question, Amuson Oriyomi. Okay, let's take another person if Amuson is taking a bit of time to connect. Yes, Bukola, you can be added to the WhatsApp group. Once you have subscribed to the project, you are joining the League of our Landlords, and that's where most of the decisions are made. The decisions are made in that group. Hello. And in collaboration with our landlords. Go ahead, please.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Hello, good evening. Good evening, house. Yeah, my question here is that can we come for inspection? Can we come to the site and inspect what's going on there?
Okay, thank you. Brilliant question, sir. So definitely 100% yes. Now, if you're in Nigeria, please come to the office. Our office, 775A, Omole Phase 2, or 4 Idowu Martins, Victoria Island, or the Ikorodu office. We will take you to the site free and bring you back to the office. Okay, now, if you are abroad, you can send a representative to come to the office also. And primarily, you want to be able to engage with us across all the offices. You are free to send any of your delegates or come yourself to interact with us.
Hello, can I take the next section?
Please go ahead, sir.
My name is Precious Michael. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every one of us, depending on your location.
Thank you so much.
Yes, this meeting was a bit impromptu to me. I have not had the time to go through the brochure, so it's going to be looking as though a kind of comprehensive summary might be made available to me. But I will ask my questions with the brochure depending on the aspects I have gone to have a review about. So, looking at it from the purchase, Ibadan and Odo, I think that's in Ogun State.
Yes, Odo is in Ogun State.
Okay, so I'm seeing the price for 750,000 naira. Is that for a plot in Odo, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then 10 trees and 300 liters of the palm oil, and then my remuneration would be 360,000 at within 18 to 36 months, right?
Go ahead, sir.
Okay, so I want to get to know how long could this last? That's one. Is there an insurance for this? And then also, I also want to get to know at any time one wants to stop the farming and wants to put a structure on his or her land. Would that be permitted?
Thank you so much.
A few questions for now, and then if you can offer a brief summary to this on what it's all about, and then this will help me because I'm well interested, and I want to appeal that please you make your contact available to me. I mean the CMD, please. I'm not in Nigeria, and I want to get on with you as soon as possible to get a plot in Ogun State.
Thank you. Our pleasure having you. Thomas, please take notes and follow up accordingly. Now to your questions, Ibadan project is already fruiting. Ibadan trees are, we acquired the trees already fruiting with the land, and we are already processing oil at Ibadan. The milling capacity of the facility there can process 1.5 ton per hour, and the entire land is fruiting. Some of us have been there. The videos are online. You can check. The land there is already titled with C of O. It has a certificate of occupancy, and that's why the price is higher than Adodo. Now, Adodo, the Agro Smart City project, the 3,000 hectares project, it's our biggest oil palm project, and we started planting Adodo last year, and the plantation is growing. Please mute your microphone. Thank you. Please mute your microphone. Please mute your microphone. Thomas, help us mute that mic, please. Thank you so much. Thank you. So, like you said, the price for Adodo is 750 presently, but there is a promo currently running, and the promo ends October ending, October 30th. The promo is a 20% discount, which ends October ending. Now, let me also emphasize that this project is not a debt model. It's an equity model. You own the land belongs to you forever. So you cannot, except you want to sell the land back to us, and then we have the option of buying, or you are selling your assets to any other person. The land belongs to you. Number two, we then plant the trees on your land. The land belongs to you. The trees are planted on your land. Number three, when the trees start fruiting, like the case of Adodo, in 18 to 36 months, you have the right to either outsource your land, the harvesting to us and process oil for you, or you do it yourself. So the corporate park has a lot of that explanation. We have landlords who have 10 hectares, 20 hectares, 10 hectares is over 150 plots, 20 hectares is about 300 plots, who already mark their space, and some of them want to be able to process and mill by themselves while they are still in the project. If you want to outsource to us, whatever we generate from your land, which according to the projection that we have given, that is the market projection on the cost of oil as at now, and I think we did that projection at 20,000 naira per 25 liter keg, and the keg of oil is in 46,000 right now, 46,000 naira per keg, meaning our projection is a bit right. By God's grace, we believe that in 3 years' time, it will increase. So whatever we get from your land, either 360 or 500 or 1 million, whatever we get from your land, 60% of it comes to you, 40% comes to Assetrise. So it is a transparent model. You own the land, the trees on it produce palm oil, palm kernel oil, and whatever that comes from the land, we mill, process, and then we share the profit with you. Now, for transparency, I've said all the landlords are part of this project, and so there is a community for transparency on whatever happens in there. And then also we are taking this a step further by registering the project with other titles, like the SPV the Palmrich SPV PLC that we have registered, to be able to onboard it into a bigger body. So that is what the project is about. Please, nobody should market this project to you as a debt. It's not a debt, it's an equity. The land belongs to you, so you are free to verify whatever content or document you want to verify about the land, or verify the authenticity of the land. I think last week I was still with the Ogun State government. We are going to be having some letters from them, in a couple of weeks from now, on their own partnership on that project because of our international funding. And then you can also verify, go to the Ministry of Lands, do your verification. The land belongs to you. Now, why am I making emphasis on the land? This is a real estate and agric combined together. That land in Adodota is one of the busiest locations in Ogun State right now, where you have the winners, the Covenant University, Bells University, Ajayi Crowther, over 4 universities in that window. It connects back to Badagry. It connects back to Badagry, going to Lagos, and connects to Agbara, leading to Marina, Lagos. And then it connects you back to Strongwater. The road that leads to Adodota right now connects to Benin Republic. And that road is a very busy international road. So the property on that road will appreciate highly into the future. That debt property appreciates at over 40% per annum in that location. So while your land is appreciating into the future, you are not building in there. You are making revenue from the palm trees that are planted on the land. That is why this project is so unique. So I think I've been able to explain in clarity what happens to your remuneration, what happens to your ownership, and also the price difference between Ibadan and Adodo. Thank you. Let's move to another person.
I think the person asked also if you can make it a residential at some point. The person asked if you will be able to build on it. Can you touch on that, please?
Thank you so much. So the design of that estate, the Agro Smart City project, for those of us who are going to be subscribing, there's another brochure aside the business pitch, is a 93-page report, survey and planning report that has been submitted to the government also. The Agro Smart City project has 5 zones. It has the residential zone for those who want to live close to nature in their retirement and even now. So you can build at the residential zone. And also you want to live close to your investment. If you are owning 10 hectares, 20 hectares, that is a lot of benefit for you that you're going to be earning from. So if you want to live close to there, the residential zone is for construction, for building. Then we have the agro-processing zone. Those who want to set up factories to do whatever processing or whatever. There is the agro-processing zone. And we have the Agro Boulevard. The Agro Boulevard is not for palm tree, it's for other agri components. You want to do maize farming, cassava, and other agri component, greenhouses, poultry, those are for that zone. And then we have the commercial zone. So across this different zone, you can align your interests. For example, if you want to start building from maybe 2-3 years from now, or 5 years, we don't advise that you buy the palm-rich zone because you cannot afford to cut down the trees when they are fruiting. You'll be losing money. So buy the residential zone. But if you are asking specifically, what would be the future projection of this area? So in 40, in 30, in 20 years from now, if the force of development in that area becomes so much that we are now asked to give residential permission to the entire palm tree zone, why not? The land will have appreciated so much, and in 30 years from now you'll have made so much money. But if we are not cutting down those trees can stay for over 50 years and they are still fruiting. And that's why we have been able to section the entire estate to different components so that your interests will not disrupt the other component. Buy the areas that are aligned with your interests. Thank you.
Okay, so please just come. I will need a follow-up immediately after this section, please, so that I can conclude on this.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Choma, please take note of all the follow-up and let's do that immediately.
Yes,
hello.
Your number on the chat box, please.
Okay. Thank you. For those of us who want one-on-one call, please type in your number and Choma will take that up immediately after this call to convert your interest. Thank you. Let's go ahead with the questions.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, hello.
Please go ahead, sir.
Okay, my question again now is that, okay, maybe in the nearest future, if like, can a place can it be converted to residential in the nearest future?
Yes, in the nearest future. So let me give you an example with Lagos State. Agege Okoba. The Okoba in Yoruba language, translated to English, is the farm of the king. That place is an agric zone, if you know Okoba very well. But with the force of development, Okoba now has GRA, residential GRA. So in the future, 40, 50 years from now, by projection, UN and other projections have predicted that Nigeria in 2050 will be over 400 million populated. We will need more land to occupy. So in 50 years from now, definitely the land belongs to you. However, you can convert in the future if you want to convert. But in the immediate, please, if you are planning to convert in 10, 20 years from now, we will advise that you buy the residential. Because when the palm trees are their peak, you don't want to cut down those trees that will be giving you money. And like we explained on the Arise TV program, if there is a crop that can combat inflation, if there is a crop that can earn you more money as the years go by, is a palm tree. As of 2021 precisely, a keg of palm oil was about 8,500. By December, I think it was about 15 or 12,000. So, and now you can compare that to 2024. A keg, 25-liter keg is 46,000. 3 years' time, that will increase. So, food inflation is always higher. But especially for palm oil, because of the diverse and various usage, both domestically and industrially, the prices keep going up. And now that palm oil is even with fine influence and all, the crazy demand for it is skyrocketing. So when you are enjoying this proceed, you don't want to cut down the trees. So we advise that if you know that you'll be tempted to say, oh, my palm tree, I want to build there, please buy the residential zone. Don't buy the palm rich. But if you are investing in an oil palm tree that will fetch you money, I cannot tell you that if you are going to invest in property for rental income purpose, the palm tree will give you more profit than investing in rental income. If you invest maybe a 200 million naira, for example, in Lagos State for rental income, you wait for almost
the line is cut off somehow.
and then multiply the yield they're going to get from hectares. So it is a strategic investment. It's a business that you can actually do and enjoy a bit, and that's why we are projecting this in hectares. You have diverse individuals and corporate organizations who are investing massively into oil palm tree as a full-scale business. So if you are looking for a business to do, please mute that microphone. You're looking for a business, especially for those So I'll give you an example with the Oklipa Oil Palm PLC.
Keep on.
And then they came back to it 2019, cleared out the trees, and then that place is a ton of income for Ondo State right now. I can tell you that there is no business you abandon for 10 years and come back to it and still make that business. But with the oil palm tree, you can abandon it for 5-10 years, come back, clear the weeds away, and then it's still producing for you. It's a very strong and powerful business.
Okay, you are breaking. Can you come back, please? You are breaking. We couldn't hear you at some point. Can you just repeat yourself, please?
Okay, please. Well, you hear me?
Just at the beginning, you break. Most of the time, we're not hearing you, please.
Okay. What exactly was I saying at the beginning so I can start from there?
You're talking about if they will be able to build there, and you said you're going to give them an example, and that's when we didn't hear you from the example.
Okay, thank you. So if you want to build, take the residential zone. Please don't buy the Palmrich zone if you want to build. And then I was making an example of the fact that the Palmrich Estate project or the oil palm tree business is a full-scale business that you can do, not a one-plot business. With 1 hectare, you are just scratching it. So I said organizations, individuals are investing into this massively because the oil palm, it's a fast-growing business that can grow into the future more profitably. And I gave example with the appreciation of prices with palm oil from 2021 till today. As of 2021, a keg of palm oil was 8,500. As of date, a keg of palm oil is 46,000 plus. And into the 3 years that we have given you for projection, for those who are buying now, definitely you can think of what the price will become. So the price is growing as the inflation, as a crop that can successfully combat inflation for those who are investing into it. And then I said for those of us who are investing from abroad, this is a business you can do and stay anywhere. Once the trees grow, they will fruit. And then you can also project what you are getting from your trees. A tree can give you an average of 24 bunches per annum and more and more. So we'll go into all these details. And if you are doing 1 hectare, you can know what you're expecting. If you're doing 10 hectares, you can know what you're expecting. Then I also said that for organizations or individuals who want to set up this as a scale business, if you compare this investing in rental income from property, oil palm tree will give you more profit than a rental income property. Your 200 million rental income investment in a building that you want to get rent from, especially in Lagos, you can wait for over 20, 30 years to recover your capital. But with the oil palm tree, in 8 years, in 10 years, you're already with your capital and then over. And then the land will have appreciated far well in value also. So in comparison, this is a business on its own. And you can do all your research, make all your findings, and then conclude to invest in this at a big time. Thank you. So let's take another question as we are fast running out of time. Jumoke wanted to ask us a question. Hola, Jumoke, please, let's take your question.
My own question is about if we buy the palm tree section.
Yeah.
How is the allocation?
Okay.
Are you going to do corner piece on everybody's land, or we are going to do it by ourselves when we get the allocation?
Thank you so much. So we have videos and pictures of hundreds, if not even thousands of allocations that have been done. And you will see corner piece and people's name written on it. Once it's allocation, we will take you to the site free and do the allocation for you. There will be corner piece with your name inscribed on it, marking it as your land. And also, not just the corner piece, you get your survey document that has been surveyed according to the size that you purchase to give you ownership of your land. You will get the letter of allocation. You will get a deed of assignment. The deed of assignment is a legal document transferring the ownership of that size of land to you. So you will get all these documents plus a corner piece on your allocation from Assetrise to you at the point of allocation.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. Victoria, please, let's take your question. Victoria, let's take your question. Thank you. Adetola, we're coming to you. Victoria, go ahead, please. Okay, if Victoria is not coming up, let's have Adetola. Adetola, let's have your question. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good evening and wonderful presentation, I must say. I want to ask, I dropped the question in the chat room, how long does it take for oil palm to, how long does it take from planting to harvest? Like if I should purchase the land and you plant for me today, how long will it take before I start getting maybe 1 or 2 benefits from the land? I mean, from the harvesting of the palm oil fruits and the likes. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So from the day you make your initial deposits or your payment for this project, we already planted the trees. So you'll be allocated on an already planted location. Now, we will give you 18 to 36 months before these trees start fruiting. So from the 36 months or from the 18th month, the trees are fruiting, and then we start harvesting. But for documentation purpose, we want to be very specific, and we have said 36 months, which is 3 years. The breed of palm trees we are planting will fruit within 18 to 36 months. And we have had this success with all other locations. We have the videos of the Ekpe. I think last month I was on site with a team from Chevron, and they were surprised. Okay, these trees, when did we plant them? We planted them in 2022, and they're already fruiting. Unlike the generations that our fathers planted, this very breed fruit faster. And for documentation specifics, we have said 36 months. However, they can start fruiting before then. And once they start fruiting, you will be aware, because we'll give you reports virtually and also by mail on the progress of this project. So give and take, within 36 months, they start fruiting. Harvesting will start from so the document would say 36 months. That's when they start fruiting. So when they start fruiting from the 36 months, they can fruit for as long as 20, 30, 40, 50 years, depending on how long you're willing to leave the trees to keep fruiting.
Sorry, just a follow-up question. Yeah, that answered the question. Just a follow-up question, right? Because from the little I know too, the way you take care of the tree also determines how long it's going to fruit. Who bears the cost of the post-maintenance? I mean, I know that the contract is 36 months. I begin to get a bit of value from it. From that time henceforth, who bears the cost of maintenance? Is it included in my cost at initial payment, or do I need to sign another agreement with the team for post-management? I mean, for subsequent fruiting. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So once you subscribe, you are going to get a contract of sale from our legal team. The contract specifies most of these things, but definitely I'm going to explain it. And then you can read through the contract, then understand what this is all about in contract form, also beyond what we are ever explaining here. So we have said the management structure is simple. You either want to maintain, harvest, process, and sell your palm oil and other byproducts by yourself, or you are sourcing to Assetrise. If you are sourcing to us, 40% of the entire revenue comes to us, and inside that 40%, we will do the maintenance, the pruning, the weeding, payment of staffs on the sites will all be managed by Assetrise. That's for those who are sourcing to us. And for that, the contracts also specify that, and there is a farm management contract that also comes with all those details. And why do we have contract? Because this project is in layers. So for example, the deed of assignment confers the ownership of the land on you, giving you the entire rights to the ownership of the land. The management contract of the palm oil is another contract telling you how the palm oil and every other byproduce is managed between you and Assetrise, or if you are taking maintenance and every other thing by yourself, then you're responsible for it. So that's how the management comes up. I hope that's clear, Mr. Adetola.
Yeah, very clear. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, can we have Chiwendu? Chiwendu, please go ahead. Chiwendu, please go ahead. Thank you. Then after Chiwendu, we're going to have Kamar. I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce the name well, but we're going to have Kamar. His hand has been raised for long. Thank you. Chiwendu, please go ahead. Okay, if we don't have Chiwendu, let's have Kamar. Kamar, please go ahead with your question. Victoria, please go ahead with your question.
Okay, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Victoria.
My question is concerning the land at Ogun State that you mentioned for 750,000, if I got that right. I want to
applause here. Go ahead.
Yes,
So,
if
yeah.
someone is interested and probably for now the person doesn't have up to that amount, what is the least amount that can be used on investment for this agro project? That's what I want to find out, sir.
Thank you so much. Now, let me also make this again, let me also emphasize again on this. The Palmrich Estate project is an equity investment, not a debt investment. And why do I make this emphasis? We don't want to repeat the failures of whatever. We together are going to build a better Nigeria, like we believe, and that we have to do this with all transparency and all sincerity. Please, it is an equity model, and equity means you own the land belongs to you, the trees are planted on your land, just like you will have land anywhere if you don't plant anything on the land will be farmed, and the land will still be appreciating in value. But the land belongs to you, we plant trees on it, you are making money from your trees while the land is still appreciating. Having said that, Victoria, your land, you can make a deposit based on the unit that you're purchasing, and then that will form a contract between you and Assetrise, and you can pay within 3 months or 6 months to clear your payments. If you are taking that privilege of the promo right now, the promo will end October 30th, and so if you want to commit to that, you can do an initial deposit, and in 48 hours, a contract will be sent across to you. Your receipt will be given to you within 24 hours, but a contract will then come to specify that you have made this deposit and you are balancing up this timeline. So, and also all these are contained in the form and the FAQ that you have to fill. I hope that answered the question.
Okay, yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
So,
Ayo,
please go ahead. Thank you.
yeah, thank you so much. I'm very impressed. Now, I need to ask, since you are working with some financial institutions, especially the
AG Mortgage Bank.
Okay, since it's an equity project, I just want to find out, are you also discussing if a landlord can use the title of these documents that will be given to them to access loan or funds in the future, especially when the project or the produce are really appreciated?
Very brilliant question, Mr. Ayo. Let me also make it clear that we have a cooperative, Flap Alausa Cooperative, which is one of the biggest cooperative in Lagos State also. And most of our members in there get loans, especially when they are landlords. And then if they are going above the regulated loan figure, they use their land as collateral to get loan. And with our financial partner, especially with AG Mortgage Bank, let me also say that on the launching date, we have the MD of AG Mortgage Bank live on site. You can see that on the video. And they also have a partnership for those who want a mortgage package on this. But let me say that mortgage will come with interest. So there are different packages that make it at ease for you to jump on this. And now for those who want to take a loan with their properties in the future, definitely with the title of your property, you could get loan on your property. And with the cooperative advantage also, if you are then joining the cooperative, then it's almost express for us to process your loan if you're a member and then you are a landlord also. So we have a lot of intertwining relationship, and we have a tech platform where we sell our products beyond the yams, the palm oil and the rest. And also the tech platform enables us to be able to attend to support to our landlords and our corporators and everybody who are within our community for such requests of loans and every other thing when they are landlord with us. So there is a different package for that, and that can be answered in clarity or a personal consultation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, good evening, sir.
Chiwendu, let's have it. Thank you.
Okay, this is Chiwendu. So thank you, sir.
Hello.
I want to know the total package for other farm estates. The only one I have the total package that's all inclusive. The price that the person have to pay is the 1 hectare, which Choma told me is 15.6. I want to know all the total package for other ones like 1 acre or the other farm estates available, because I haven't somebody that is interested.
Okay.
Hello.
We can hear you.
Okay, so I have somebody that is interested. That's why I'm asking.
Okay,
So the only one that Choma was able to give me is the one of 1 hectare at Adeodata.
Okay. So for the Ibadan, a plot as a date is 3.5 million. However, the 20% promo will still run on that till October 30th. So a hectare just multiply it. But we cannot say to explain all that. For the
if you drop your number, we can send the flyers to you. Just drop it to Shoma. We send the flyer. You see all the prices of all our estates there.
Thank you. I think that's a summary of my explanation.
What I'm asking is all-inclusive flying price. That's
Yes,
documents,
no problem. Mr. Chiwendu, Choma will take your number right now and then send you all the information across all the estates with the all-inclusive. Now, for the purpose of transparency, we always separate the cost of land from the statutory fees. That's why we separate them. But in some cases, we then have all-inclusive prices.
Okay.
Thank you. So let's have Divine. Okay.
Hello.
Divine, can you unmute and go ahead with your question? If we have answered your question, please kindly lower your hands so we can take orders. Thank you. Okay, while waiting for Divine, please go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. My question again is that the one you have at Adodo. How much is the package for the Adodo, and how much is the initial payment can we make now?
Depending on the size you're going for, 1 hectare, 10 hectares, 20 hectares, you'll be able to know the total cost. So, Choma, please drop your number with on the chart. Choma will also get across to you to give you the cost according to the sizes that you want. But on a general flyer, the price and the statutory fees are always stated. So you can get that information on the flyer. But for personal feedback, Choma will pick up your contact now and give you those information. Thank you.
Okay. Because I dropped my number and I've not seen any message yet. So.
She's on the calls. I think she's attending to everyone. She will get across. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much. Thank you.
Okay. Kamadin wants us to send a flyer. Choma, please take note of all the charts. Thank you. If you have any personal request, flyer, and breakdown, please drop your number on the chart. We will get back to you almost immediately after this meeting. Let's have Olufemi. Please go ahead, Olufemi.
No, they've taken me off. Okay.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
This is Olufemi. Okay, I just want to confirm whether you work.
Please, let's listen to Olufemi. Thank you. Go ahead, Olufemi.
I want to know whether you have any provision for somebody who has hectares of land. You know, you working in collaboration with such owners.
For those who already have hectares of land, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We do have provisions, but they are very tough requirements to that. And let me explain why I say it's tough. So first of all, we do all our due diligence, both native, governments, and everything before we make our purchase, so that we avoid any issue while the project is ongoing. So some of us will ask, how do we secure 3,000 hectares and up to date we are not having any incidents? a lot of consultation, a lot of meetings, a lot of government meetings and private meetings with the landowners and the community are primarily before we purchase. Now we have an incident with someone who we took up recently, very prominent person, is an ED of a bank. He has 70 hectares somewhere around the chain. He has sourced to us. We've done all our calculations and moved to site, and then there was an encounter that was not awesome. But I have to involve the CP in Oyo State to arrest the entire family until we resolved what was there. And we don't want to have similar incidents. That is why we always want to deal with our own land, that we have the history. However, if you are going to make sure that you are going to take care of all those incidents and there is a lot of clarity to it, we can come in partnership. Let me also say that we are partnered with a lot of government bodies and even some state governments. Last year we had the Bayelsa state government with 1,112 hectares, and this year we are having proposition from Abia and Enugu states. At that level, government will take care of any Omonile issue. But for private individuals, it's always very difficult to determine issues on the land. And that's why crossing into a partnership with private individuals requires a lot of tough work before we can take such options. I just want to make clarity to that. So it's not like, oh, we want to cage everybody to come into the agro-smart city. That's why we always make our cares not to jump into offers with private individuals without thorough investigations. Now, let me also say that the reason for the agro-smart city are very clear. The reasons are clear. Number one, in Nigeria,
Oga, you're breaking now.
and every other thing.
We didn't hear you, please. Can you come back?
They didn't hear you.
Oh, so sorry. Where hear me?
When you were talking about Ado daughter,
You said the reason for the agro-strategy, that's why you broke up. From the reason for the agro-smart city, that's where you broke off, sir.
Thank you.
We can't hear you again. You need to come back. The network. Sorry about that, everyone.
To create the framework for this project. It's a lot creating the framework. And what are some of this framework? We consider security.
GMD, you are in and out. Sorry. The line is breaking.
When we come together as a body, as a force, we can resist or fight back those.
Sir, you have to start again. Your line is breaking.
Inputs. So because we're a community, I think last 2 months we just enjoyed 400 bags of fertilizer from the Minister for Agri for our FUNAB project, because it's a community. And with such project now, you have government, both states and national, coming to say that are these people doing massive projects here, let's support them. We will get that. We can speak as a voice, we can be heard. And lastly, I've spoken about security, I've spoken about the communal settlement and every other thing. Lastly, the togetherness help us to also maximize our processing and market value, both from processing to storage to taking to the market is done together, and then we can give better value to the project. If we are scattered everywhere, we may not be able to harness these opportunities. So we intend to create more of these agro-smart city projects across the different geopolitical zone, and kudos to the Nigeria Society of Engineers. Their program is coming up November 18 this year, and we've signed MOU to partner with the Nigeria Society of Engineers to create this project across the 6th geopolitical zone, but also with a bit skepticism for areas that have security challenge. And why this togetherness? If we come together, we can create more sustainable projects and more projects with better accountability. And so we have been able to bring up these bodies to partner with us because it's a community of people, and that's the advantage of the city, beyond just doing it in one locations around. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, Aki, your hands have been raised. Let's take Aki if you are here. If Aki is not, let's take.
Yeah.
Come on,
My question. This is Aki.
Okay,
And,
please
my
go ahead.
question-
Come on, please mute your microphone.
Yeah.
Aki, go ahead, please.
I was going to ask. Yes, I was going to ask 2 questions, and you already answered one raised by somebody else, but not in details that I wanted. My second question is, what is the minimum investment that you can do in any of these projects you've brought forward? I hear you talk about hectares and multi-hectares, and not everybody might be in a position to actually invest in hectares. Are you looking at plots, though the investment yield might not be as much as you have in hectares? I just want to know if there is windows for smaller investors, because from your discussion so far, I can see the future of the business model you want to put out there, just as you mentioned an example of a Okitipopa oil mill. So my question is, what is the minimum investment, either in Adodo or wherever? And my second question is regarding the issues of partnering with people and have to go to these sell places. I also have a property in Adodo, very close to Crawford University. And I just really want to know if you are still open to that outside investment, the Palm Beach, the present investment you are doing. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
MD, please, before you
like
answer,
I explained,
MD, sorry, my name is Lanre. Before you answer, Aki,
please go ahead.
Because I don't want to call you back and start, taking your attention back. Now, with the Aki's first question, it was asking for the minimum investment. So my question, what I'm adding to it is there opportunity to scale up? For example, the 1 hectare in the Adodo is about 11 million. Now, if one will start with a smaller number of plots, maybe few plots, is there opportunity to scale up? And how do you accommodate that? Thank you very much. Sorry for cutting. I didn't want to bring,
No,
bring
thank you. That's awesome. So let's start from Aki. Smaller units, cell units of this project all around will boost the agric system. But I can say that one of the reasons why agric failed so quick is because we are not together most times. So for example, if I'm doing my 1 hectare or 1 hectare somewhere and I have issue with herdsmen coming to disturb me, I can't really stand up to fight them. But if you come we have men, security agents in all our sites, Adodo, Ekpe, Ibadan. Security agents. When I mean security agents. The force of us being able to do that is because it's a community. That's what we are just speaking out loud for. It's better for us to come together as community. However, if you already own this pockets of lands in places, please, you can still plant on them. We can advise you on what to do. We can support you with inputs on how to get them done, but we may not be able to commit ourselves to them because we want to be able to focus more on the community model, which is heavy on us. Also, on the units, you can go as low as one plot. A plot of land, it's a lot. You own a plot. Let me give you an example with our Ekpe project. We started our phase 1 in Ekpe at a 550 or 700,000 per plot. As at date, a plot of land in that region is over 3.5 million. So your land will definitely appreciate. But why we are advocating for the hectares is because If you're looking at this as a business, then take the scale. For the 1 hectare, one of the opportunities we've been able to create for those who are scaling up in hectare, do your initial deposit, maybe 500 or 1.5 as low as you can do, and then stage the payments. And before you know, you are out with the payments. The land is an asset that you own. Let me give you an example of speaking about the land as an asset. In 10 years' time, if this place is appreciating at 40% per annum, in 10 years' time, you are almost double of whatever you purchase it, or more. And then in 10 years' time, you have almost made out the entire money from the produce from palm oil and other byproducts. Forgive me for the emphasis on only palm oil. Palm kernel oil is even as expensive as the palm oil, and now the palm tree has diverse produce. And also the intercropping will be done across, either you own one plot or 1 hectare. The intercropping will be done for almost everybody who wants intercropping on their land and who is able to pay for intercropping on their land. So we from one plot you can start and then you can scale up. However, if you're scaling up, it may not be, if you're scaling up, for example, if you own 1 hectare now and you want to buy 2 hectares later, the assurance of allocating you together in a place may be very difficult. Because as people are subscribing, we allocate every month. That's one of the culture we're developing Assetrise to avoid the issue of oversubscribing or people not being allocated. We allocate every month. So if you have purchased and then you're allocated and you're coming to scale in the future, you can scale, but you'll be allocated in a different area. And if you are scaling and the price has gone up, you buy at the current price also. So that's how the project runs. Thank you.
Yeah, hello. Sorry,
Okay, I have a question here.
Hello.
Okay, come on, let's have you before we take Musa.
Okay, all right.
Musa, sorry.
Apart from Southwest Nigeria, are you also the other part of Nigeria? That's my question.
Sorry, we did not hear that question. It was skipping.
I wanna ask that apart from Southwest Nigeria, are you also other part of Nigeria?
Thank you. I got the question now. Clear and loud. So, like I said, we are having partnership with some state governments in the east, and that will give us a major entrance into the east. Now, beyond the money, beyond the passive income, one of the strongest campaigns we are pushing is ending food insecurity in Nigeria. It is very doable. We are abroad, wherever we are in the world, we are still Nigerians. And see, 230 million people have to eat. They must be fed. The only strength we have right now is agric. We are not creating cars, developing any other stuff, maybe apart from Innocent, who is doing a lot of assembly and the rest of them. But agric is a major thing that we can export, we can earn from, and primarily also end poverty and food insecurity. And so we are not discriminating the area to go to. However, we are avoiding areas that have high security risk. So for the east, we've mapped out the location, and in a couple of weeks and months from now, you will see that coming into the limelight. So the southeast, the south, the southwest are some of the areas we are concentrating right now. Palm trees do not do so well in the north because of the temperature. It's almost impossible to have them in the north because of the temperature. They grow more in the mangrove area where you have more of the rainfall, and that is within the South Nigeria. And we may not be able to do that in the north of Nigeria. I hope that answered your question, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
My
please, let's have you.
Okay, yeah. My question one again is that what is the square area of the size of one plot in Adodo?
Thank you. So our plot starts from 500 square meters for a plot. 500 square meters for a plot.
Okay. Thank you.
If you decide to manage it for yourself, okay, there are a lot of charts. will respond to those charts. Let's take 5 more questions as we begin to wind down. We are aware of the time differences across different countries. Thank you, Napoleon. Go ahead.
Good evening. Very good work you're doing.
My pleasure, sir. Good evening, sir.
You mentioned some time ago, in your video cast, that you are involved, or IITA is involved in this venture. Could you shed more light to this?
Thank you so much. So, IITA don't do palm trees. IITA do tropical crops, and so our partnership with IITA is on the yam project, cassava projects. Let me also make it clear that we have the biggest yam farm, if not even the biggest yam, the biggest farm in Lagos State presently. 2 months ago, we had the pleasure of hosting the Commissioner for Agric in Lagos State on our site. And that project started with IITA from beginning to the end. And also till date, we are still partnered with them for our yam projects. They raise our seedlings for us, and they also do a lot of monitoring to make sure that we get it right. And also for the cassava in Adodo, if you've been to our sites in Adodo, for those who are in Nigeria have been for inspection, you will see massive hectares, over 200 hectares of it planted with cassava already, doing so well. Most of those seedlings are gotten from IITA. Now for our palm tree seedlings, they are from NIFOR and Okitinkwa Oil Palm PLC. We deal with most of these institutions that have long testimonies and long span of years in doing this business, and so that we don't do a pre-full and expect fruiting and then we start having stories. And these partnerships have yielded a lot of benefit to us. Having a palm tree fruiting in less than 3 years, it's a whole lot to the formation of the kind of seedlings that were planted. Having yams in Lagos State, we harvested a yam that weighed over 14 kg, 1 tuber of yam, over 14 kg, without fertilizer. If you see some of those yams that we presented at the Lagos State House of Assembly, you will see those tubers of yam, massive tubers of yam, they are with 0 fertilizer. That attests so much to the partnership getting right. So we create more of these partnership windows so that the project is right and we don't do guesswork on these projects. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Can I, my question?
Second question, if you don't mind. Sorry.
My question.
Please. Go ahead, Mr. Napoleon.
Okay. So what I wanted to find out is that is there any plan, or are there any plans for expanding the food value chain with regards to palm fruit in the nearest future, or you're looking at maybe a mid-term plan, not just production of a milling of palm oil and giving it to secondary.
God bless you for that question.
Yes.
God bless you for that question. I mean, that is where the focus should be. The essence of scaling up into these hectares, our plan between now and 2025 ending is to have covered at least 10,000 hectares, and we believe that will be accomplished with your support and with also your referral. But we're also aware that you want to be certain about the security, and that's why we are taking time to answer these questions so that we can dissect and understand this project from the beginning. Now, there is one of the major cap for our partnership with the after the presentation in the House of Parliament is adding value to our products, and that's why we have the agro-processing zone. It's not just for milling palm oil, it's for converting all the agri produce there into other produce, finished produce. So for example, we're able to add a little bit of value to our yams, and then we produced in Lubo, we have our yams also packed neatly in cartons. It will also be good for you to know that doing that last year gave us a lot of sales. We shut down 1 million plus tubers of yam in less than a month plus. We put it on our platform, on our fintech platform. People were pre-ordering yams. And then how did we deliver this? The yams are boxed, just like you have the Ghana yams in the UK and the rest of them. And that was a lot of value. That gave us a lot of sense of what we can do better, adding value to the finished products. And that is what we look further into the future. We beyond the palm oil, the ethanol from the palm oil, we can refine. The vegetable oil from kernel and the rest of them, we should refine. Stop making from palm oil and the bunches, we should get them. And diverse other produce, butter and every other produce that come from the value chain of the palm oil. There are over 15 diverse produce from the palm oil alone, from the palm tree alone, that we can maximize for both domestic and international market supply. And we believe that when we are able to scale, we're able to bring more of these plants to get this done. And from our partners who are coming from the international scene, these are the reasons why they are coming on board, that we are able to do more value addition to these products and then earn good forests for Nigeria and earn forests for the investors. And for cassava, I mean, we are scaling our cassava farm next year. Starch is from cassava. Ethanol also can be gotten from cassava. A lot of value chain from cassava also. And I mean, ethanol is a major project now. So adding value to cassava, it's also a major thing that we're looking forward into the future. And like we said, the reason for the agro smart city is that when we all are in the same place, our produce can easily hit the factory that will convert this produce to all these finished products. And that is a great value when we are together in a city that is powered with agriculture. Thank you.
Okay, DMD, thank you.
Hello.
My questions are two. One has to do on the security on the land. I'm aware there will be a survey, and I'm aware there is going to be a CFO, which is still being under process now. Is it going to be a global CFO or an individual CFO? That's it, number one. Number two, in respect to extra plot for whoever buy an hectare, I'm aware there will be one plot of land for that person. Can that person get that one plot in the estate area?
Thank you. So number one question, the entire estate is registered into one global document.
Okay.
So for example, the 3,000 hectares is surveyed into one document. We will not do individual survey copies, but you will get we'll do individual survey copies, provisional copies, but the entire document of the estate is registered. And that also translates to the CFO. We have a global CFO. However, for individuals who are interested in pursuing their own copies, that is why we have the corporate plan, where you are creating like an estate inside an estate. So we have some HNIs and some individuals who are doing this massively, 10 hectares, 100 hectares. For example, organizations like the Chevron Cooperative who are doing their 100 hectares, their land has a title and every other thing. So if you are doing this in a scale, you can decide to procure your documents for them, and then it annexed to you from the global copy, but you can still remain in the estate. But for us, we are doing a copy that covers the entire estate. Now, for the clarification on the one plot extra, for example, if you buy 1 hectare and you are getting a plot extra, it means instead of 15 plots, you'll be getting 16 plots. It will be allocated together. However, you will pay statutory fee for the extra land that is given to you. Assetrise will not bear the cost for the statutory fee for that extra land. Thank you.
No, my question is, can the land...
Hello, sir.
Go ahead.
Okay, he wants to know if the land can be in the residential section.
That is the question.
The extra plot, if it can be in the residential section.
Definitely, you can choose where it's done. So we push for that case, so that in case you want to live in the estate, or even for example you want to come on a tour and sleep over, one thing I can see in the future, by God's grace, is that this will be a city where you come to visit your farm, and it will be a resort for you to even stay for overnight, 2-3 days, and enjoy the coolness of nature. I mean, you want to visit Oil Palm PLC and stay under those trees. Beautiful place, green environment, nature pleasant. That is an area that place will become in the future. And that's why the residential is a strategic development for those who love nature and who want to stay close to nature in their retirement and even come for a resort. So if you are buying an hectare or you are buying more and you want to put your extra in residential, yes, you can do that and then develop your residential.
Hello, good evening, sir. My name is
Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, my name is
Mr.
Shegun Adebayo. Yes, while
Thank
explaining, you mentioned that the promo will end by 30th of October. That is in few days' time.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I've earlier booked for inspection because I have 4 clients who are not based in Nigeria and they are keenly interested in this. And I was told to come for inspection on Thursday, which is 31st.
Okay.
So how do we? So we are pleading either we are pleading for
so on this
an
on your
extension.
case now.
Yeah.
We will take note of that case. We actually extended this till 30th. It was supposed to end in September. We had a lot of calls and we have to extend. Now we will take yours as an exception because you are already booked. So
All right, thank you,
we'll
sir.
take that as an exception. But make sure get across to your clients. The promo will be expiring. You can come for inspection and then they can fill the form, make their deposit and get into the project. Because after the promo, we may not extend it.
Thank you.
Sorry, please, for the benefit of you that we are just joining this here, because this is our first time of hearing about this program. Can it be extended, please?
That will be a very hard blow, but we will plead with you that if you are interested, we do inspection every week. Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays. Because we want you to go to the site, see for yourself, or send a representative to go to the site and see for themselves. You can book your inspection in this very new week, and then we'll take you to site. It's free. Then please make a commitment if you are convinced, because the promo the promo was already extended, and the reason for the promo is not far-fetched. A lot of cost has gone up, and then we don't want to say, oh, we are increasing the cost suddenly. That's why we're giving the space of time for you to be able to enjoy the promo.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry, GM, if I can come in. Sorry to cut you, please. I would love to say, because a lot of people have been asking on the chat box, and I'm telling them that yes, they can get the plot for 600,000 now, but the only thing you need to do is to leave a deposit. If you leave a deposit, then we rest assured that you are getting it at 600,000 for that promo price. So that's what I would say, because we are very sorry that a lot of people are getting to know after the TV Arise maybe broadcast. But now that you've known, you can put a commitment, like the GM said. If you leave a deposit, you can still get it at 600,000. That's what I want to say. Then again, I would advise that if you are buying Palmrich Estates, just like you said, I know GMD said 1 plot, but it's better to start at minimum of an acre. And trust me, you will do it. You can do it. I trust me. I know, because I started that way too. I wanted to buy a plot. I ended up buying an acre. So because you get more return on investment on an acre, and if it's for your retirement in the future, you can use it for many purposes. You have things to do in the future. You want to send your children to abroad to school. The money you're generating from the oil palm tree plantation alone can help you to be able to send your children to school, pay for their school fees, and every other thing. So I will employ you that if you are buying the Palmrich Estate, please do a minimum of 6 plots, and we have up to 336 months. But just that if you don't pay it up after 3 months, then it might attract some interest. But if you are ready to extend it to like you want to do 1 year installment, then you should be okay to be able to do 6 plots. Because I would not even advise for people to buy 1 plot for Palmrich Estate. If you want to, it's fine, but I would rather advise that you buy residential for 1 plot. But if you're doing Palmrich Estate, it's better to do 6 plots. And if you want to get it for 600,000, please leave a deposit. Then you can get it for that price. Even if you don't pay immediately, once we see your deposit, we can log you on that you've made the payment. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. For the inspection, so because okay, we that live around, because I live around this area, around close to I live around Alakija towards Agbara. So for the inspection, because I won't need to come to the office for you to take me there. Maybe if I book the this, it will be I can just meet you along maybe halfway, so we can go for the inspection. Maybe this week, if possible.
We do our inspection every week, and even there's a provision from the office for you to join a bus. We have a bus that take people to depending on the location you are. Then the people that stays in Abule Eba, Bega, some people join from Bega, some people from the office, some people. So if you let us know where you are, you can always join the bus when we are having our inspection. So the office has made that easy for people that want to do inspection. So we do it almost every week. There's an inspection. So if you call the office number, they will tell you when the next allocation and inspection is, depending on where you want to view, and they will tell you where to join the bus so that they can take you to land.
Okay.
Thank you. So let's
Thank you, man.
You ask a question.
Sorry, sir. For you coming from Agbara, the best place for you to go is to go to Aton. We can pick you up from Aton bus stop, and then you are just close to the farm, there to the estate. And then the next inspection is on Thursday. This week, Thursday, you can drop your number with Chema also, and she'll book you for the inspection. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, can we get the recording of this particular call? Is it possible to get the recording? I want to listen over and then, if possible, send to some of our referrals.
Okay, for those who want to drop this, just drop your phone number and we will drop it with you.
Okay, sir. Some of us are raising up our hands, so I don't know if we can be allowed to ask.
Please, let's take 5 more questions and round up this section.
My name is Victor Adeyemi. Yeah, nice program. I just joined. Although I've been talking to some of your people, after you arise, I want to find out if I commit to the Palm City. When will it begin to generate? When will the planting start? When will it begin to generate income for me? How long do I need to wait?
We've answered this question over and over again. So, Mr. Victor, you are going to pay me to answer this question.
MD, I will not pay.
You said $1 million. Okay.
MD, so should I relieve you? Should I relieve you and give him an answer? Should I relieve you and give him an answer?
Please go ahead.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right. Our dear investor, so you can always buy our Ibadan. Ibadan is fruiting already. So if you key into our Ibadan Palmrich Estate, you can get your money as quickly as 3 months. But we always advise that wait for 1 year so that we can sell your palm oil for you at the peak period. So if you want to buy the Ibadan one, you can start earning as soon as possible. But if you are buying into Ado-Ota, because we've already planted all the palm trees on there already, so we have between 18 to 36 months before you start to expect your return on investment. But Ibadan is fruiting already. You can start earning from Ibadan straight away, depending on
what's the cost for Ibadan?
We are doing promotion now for 3 million, 20% off.
3.5 million. Promotion is 3 million.
No. It's 3.5 million per plot with the statutory fee. Yeah, if I'm not wrong. All inclusive. But because we are doing our 20% promo for now, so it's presently at 3 million per plot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let Mr. Victor, for the Adodo, just like Ola said, if you want an immediate return, you can buy the Ibadan that is already fruiting. But for the Adodo, we've planted a lot, and we believe that if you subscribe now, you'll be allocated on planted trees. However, the date you complete your payment is when your calendar start counting for 36 months before your palm start fruiting. So the palm trees start fruiting within 18 to 36 months, and once they start fruiting, you are aware we give report periodically on this project. I also emphasize that the return on this project is not debt. We are not owing anybody as a debt. It's an equity project. You own the land, the trees on it, we harvest and you earn. And also we emphasize that palm oil appreciates almost every year now. So it will not be good for you to know that palm oil is selling for 46,000 as of today, and then the projection said it's 20,000, and then you are being paid less. So the transparency makes it clear that whatever is produced, sold from your land is what will be declared. However, if you are sourcing the land to us, if you are sourcing the palm tree to us to manage, which you also have the right not to outsource to us, you can manage it yourself, pack your palm oil or your palm kernel oil, go and sell them by yourself, make your 100% money, and Assetrise, you don't owe. But if you are sourcing to us, we will be taking 40% of your total revenue to cater for maintenance, which involves pruning, security, milling, and every other thing that engages the palm oil processing accordingly. So that's the structure of the projects.
Okay, I think thanks for that clarity. That's well understood.
Yeah, my question is that now I have an existing client that have actually getting the Ado daughter. So the client bought 500 square meter. So currently the client has paid a one plot full payment. That he has completed his payments. That's before 2 months. And the client has actually paid for his deed of assignment. Now it only remains the survey plan and the allocation fee. The survey plan and deed of assignment, if I could remember well. Yes, so now the client is now asking this question. So I want to use this opportunity to ask the question that can the client also buy another plot of land without all these developmental charges included again? I don't know if you get that question, sir. Like now,
every of the plots comes with all the statutory fee. So, for example, the development beyond this is an estate, and why are we paying development fee? Let me even explain that. You've been to the site, you've seen fencing work going on. As a date, we are fenced close to 2 kilometers. That's a whole lot of money to fence. And why are we fencing? You all know the reason. It's an estate. We don't want encumbrance. We want every asset in there secured, and that's why we are fencing it. And that is also making the asset to appreciate, because if the land is just open-ended, it will not appreciate. Then number two, the road network is also on us to make sure that we have a good accessible road. An accessible road that is well planned and to link every part of the entire land, and that's cost also. So the construction and every other thing that are going on is for the benefit of every landlord in there, and then we have to be able to get this done as a community. The deed of assignment, it's a legal document. The lawyers that prepare that get paid. We don't prepare it. It's an external documentation, because they put their seal on it to confirm that their NBA stamp on it to tell you that, oh, this is good to go. And then we pay those lawyers. So the number three, the survey and allocation. The surveyors, both government and private, are paid for the survey and the survey documents. And so these are the reasons why we have statutory fees. They are not imaginary fees. So on every plot, it is good that our customers are aware that this helps the estate to go a better way into the future. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Okay,
hello,
let's
sir.
take the
I forgot to ask a question, please.
Okay.
Concerning those that have finished paying the Adodo,
yes, ma'am.
Phase 6.
Yes, ma'am.
When is their allocation coming out?
We did allocation 2 weeks ago. I think 2 weeks ago, yes. So for November, there's another allocation coming. So for those of us who are even keying in now, if you are done with all your payments, you will be allocated at the November allocation time. So allocation is planned almost every month. So for those who have finished paying, you'll be sent messages, you'll be called and scheduled for allocation. You come to the office, you are conveyed, you are allocated, and that makes us a proud partner with you.
Hello, so I have a question.
Okay, Ebube, go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Ebube, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, what my question is this: what kind of species of palm fruit are you people using? Because I noticed that we have something like that here in Anambra. They produce a lot at the start. Like you can have like 18 of the palm whatever around the palm tree.
On the
subsequently the thing begins to reduce the number of palm fruits it's producing. So I don't know which species are you using now.
So let me explain for purpose of general education. You have the super gene, you have the Malaysia breed, you have the Tenera breed. Now, it is advisable that we plant the Tenera breed. It's adapt to our weather, and that's the breed we are planting. There are the Malaysia breed and other breeds that people may be aware that produce so fast. Some are even saying they produce within 1 year. You will experience some of those concerns. But these NIFOR certified breeds, they do so well. And I mean, if you go around most of the massive oil palm plantations that we have right now in the south, and southeast and southwest, you will see that that's almost what those people are planting. So we plant the Tenera breed, and we can guarantee that it fruits far into the future and is sustained over the period of time that it is fruiting. It doesn't fruit today and stop fruiting tomorrow.
Okay, because that was my concern, because I was like, yes. I have some around my house. At first the thing will produce like 15 at a go. Subsequently, the thing will start reducing.
Also, maybe when you see it producing less is the off-peak period. Palm tree has producing season. At the peak period, it's massive. We were at Ibadan almost 2-3 weeks ago for some of the allocation at Ibadan, and we counted some trees with fruit already. Some carried about 15 palm bunches, some 8, some 10. They are preparing for the peak period. The peak period starts from late November for some areas, or late December and up till May, late June. The off-peak period from June till maybe another November, the production reduces. So maybe that's when you're looking at it and you see that this thing is not carrying bunches. It may be that they are at their off-peak period.
And another thing, how do you say you're going to extend it to southeast and Bayelsa State?
We are coming to Abia and Enugu.
No Anambra.
Anambra, we are coming, but not yet guaranteed.
Because, anyway, maybe I will still try the Ogun State from Anambra here and see how it works.
Thank you.
And I think all this is
once we have the government of Anambra's buy-in, for the states that we are coming in, we get the government buy-in before we come in there, because we don't want to have issues for our investors in any way. So once we have the Anambra state government buy-in, then we will plan for Anambra. But for now, Anambra is not yet on our list.
To me, this thing we are talking about is all about risk and trust. Because even if you entrust the whole thing on you people to manage, it is only somebody who is honest and straightforward that will tell you how much is being yielded there, or how much a palm tree or whatever is yielding per hectare or per acre.
Thank you so much. That's a very sensitive contribution. And also, let me explain a bit of that. So with these projects, trust is good. But I mean, trust is emotional. Business must be based on facts and figures and on transparency. And that's why we want to move a bit above trust. It's good that you can trust us. We'll create elements that make it true. But we don't want to preach trust to you. We don't want to tell you to trust us. Let our process give you the rest of mind to say, oh, no, this thing is working. And how do we mean? For the EPEC projects, if you come there, you will see the trees fruiting, and then the projections that we have given, I mean, you will see that, oh, this thing is realistic. Now, we have also moved a bit further to say that we are not managing this thing alone. It's not our thing. It's not my thing. It's not Assetrise thing. It's our thing. And that's why we create communities for the landlords. And inside the community, you have committees. You have people who will delegate to go and inspect on behalf of the landlords. And this is also moving us into the PLC structure, where this become a government-regulated system, SEC and every other thing on a PLC scale. We've registered that. By next year, we are finalizing all the details. So business is good to say, I trust this person, but definitely the business should not be built on a person. It should be built on a system, on processes that can outlive every one of us. And that's why you have the Okumu Oil PLC. For years, they are still sustainable. I'm sure that some of the people who even funded it are no longer alive, but the project continues as long as the structure and the system is well defined. And that's why we are saying to us, please, you are not here as just an investor. You are here as a partner. Your contribution, your suggestion is very important to make sure that we get it right. And then we form a community to make sure that this project is accountable for everybody.
Okay, lastly, what is the insurance like in case of any natural occurrence, like fire outbreak or something like that? We don't pray for that, but
there is very, you cannot do business without mitigating against risk. So we have insurance covers on our crops. We have the Nigeria Agriculture Insurance Corporation. We have insurance cover on our produce. Even when we harvest the palm oil and we store them in store, you can say our thief came to break into it. We have insurance covering our storage. Then,
okay, thank you very much.
To get all this, yes, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, it's a very good.
So I have a question. Sorry, before you go, I just want to find out. Do you have a referral program? And then
hello. Good evening. The background noise will not make us hear you. Please.
Okay. Do you have a referral program?
Yes, we do have a very
Can a foreigner subscribe to this?
Definitely. Let me surprise you that last month we had subscriptions from India. A 10-hectare subscription from India. So we definitely, land ownership, you own the land and then it's titled to you. So you can partner with us from anywhere you are.
So can foreigners own lands in Nigeria? That's what I'm asking.
Don't you have a lot of foreigners that own land in Nigeria? Yes. Okay. Don't you own land in the UK and the US? You own homes and properties there. So definitely, you are in the international, a global world where people can own properties anywhere. You own properties in Dubai, you own properties anywhere, so you can own property in Nigeria.
No, I mean agricultural land. I know.
Definitely. Some of the farms in Nigeria are owned even by foreigners. There is a yam farm in Ogun State that is owned by Pakistan.
And also Chinese.
And also Chinese. There are several.
Okay, so the referral program.
Now, these are opportunities that Nigerians take advantage of. Foreigners will come, buy these things en masse, produce food, sell back to us, or even export to their countries. While we are looking at the land. So, thank you.
So the referral program, can you explain it, please?
Someone will take your contact and then explain that to you one-on-one.
Okay, all right.
Yes, thank you, sir.
For those who want to join the referral program, someone will have that discussion with you.
Thank you.
We are grateful for your time. We hope to do this again and again. And the next time we are doing this, please invite your friends who you want to learn about this. And then our referral program extends to everyone. Anyone can refer and get on this, especially those who are in London. Our UK office will reach out to you. The UK line will call you and then explain to you how the referral program works. And even every other question you want to ask, you can call the UK line and then you'll be explained to. Ola is on the call. He's our head in the UK. And then she can take that up with you.
Thank you so much. Please, regards to what Mr. Ebube said, in line with his own suggestion and the question, knowing that he's from Anambra State and I as well is from Anambra State, I would like to meet Mr. Ebube to know if we can be able to come up as a team to build the signage and see how we can build structure here on ground. Perhaps other people can come up as well.
Awesome. So I would like to
have your support. Definitely, we can see how we can be able to meet with the government and present some things to them, and you come up.
Awesome, sir. We have a package, a proposal that is structured for government participation or partnership. So we can have that deliberation and see how we can come into Anambra. Thank you.
Please, I will definitely like that, please. I would like that. Thank you so much.
Start up someone on the call, your contact, then we will reach out to you. So we can have that meeting with you and Ebube.
Okay.
Thank you. It will be good that we close this meeting now, if you permit me to do that. It's late into the night in some countries, and we appreciate your time. For every other personal engagement, please reach out to either our Nigeria office or the UK office. And in Nigeria, our 4 offices are open for you to come in and deliberate with us anytime between Monday and Fridays. And we appreciate your time. We believe that together, with our passion and a structure in place to avoid failures, we can make agro-real estate successful. We can make food security achievable. We can make employment of our youth and women possible, and we can contribute massively to moving Nigeria forward. We appreciate your time, and we believe that this is a project you would like to be a partner on, and we welcome you to come into partnership in developing the agro-smart city. Thank you so much for your time, and have a very great week ahead.